The Cardinals rebuild franchise on Madden 19 is back again today, everybody. Welcome to the channel. Today, hopefully, the Cardinals have a lot more good things go their way. Week 1 was dreadful for J.W. Unger, who oddly enough gets an upgrade today, but it doesn't really seem fitting after the way his season began. Last year we saw J-Dub take us to the postseason with a 13-3 record, and we ended up losing our first playoff game where he threw 2 end zone interceptions. Now against the same team in week 1, he threw 3 total interceptions and did not look like the quarterback we had come used to in the first 2 years of his career. Today I'm hoping we don't see him continue that step back. I'm not sure which game we're watching, but we'll get into one here pretty soon. Let me do some upgrading first. Looks like J-Dub and Antrell Massey. So for Unger, I think that short accuracy's got to get a little bit better for him, and he is a scheme fit now. So let's go West Coast with him today. Overall does not go up, but we do get some short accuracy like I was hoping. I'm not sure what the future is going to be for Antrell Massey. He might end up being traded at some point. He's a nice player, though. He's 25 years old. He still has some room for growth. This was a pretty good role, getting the 3 awareness. But one thing I wanted to do to start this episode was to kind of catch you up on where the league is at currently and kind of who the best players are and where they play. So I want to start by showing you the XP sliders, which I've been working on for a while, and when I see there's something low, I do increase it. It's been a tough year, though, to handle the XP sliders. I feel harder than any year since they were implemented. Defense is not so bad by default, but offense certainly is. I had to increase receiver after last year, just seeing the way that the overalls were shifting in this series. So I hope it's getting better. I want to see free agency become more exciting, and we haven't really had an exciting free agent period in this series. So let's take a look at some top players. Overall, there are no 99 overall players in the league. There are very few above 95, and that I'm okay with. It's not that I want more high-level elites, but I want more guys who are in that high 80, low 90 range. So let's take a look at quarterback, where the highest rated is Benjamin Cody. He plays for the New England Patriots. Deshaun Watson was very good in the Browns rebuild. He's very good in this one. Carson Wentz, Mike Phillips, Jared Goff. This is an interesting part of the series because a lot of the existing guys, when I got into the series, are going to be regressing and retiring soon, and it's going to be all new faces for the most part. Antonio Barnes is the top running back at 93 overall. He plays for the Baltimore Ravens. Rashad Barkley behind him. Everett McKay. Most of these guys were drafted in the series, and Jason Lemon is toward the top. He's also younger than a lot of these players. Yeah, wide receiver is the one I think needs some of the most work, and I did increase it after last offseason. So Joseph Fisher would be the #1 guy in the NFL these days. He has superstar development out of Notre Dame, and Fisher has one of the best sets of route running skills I've ever seen, combined with 97 catching. It's cool to see what some of these players become. Oh wow, the Lions have 2 of the best 3 receivers. Okay, Chantrell Patrick is the other. Another very good route runner. Josh Gutierrez, wow, he became an 89, and that's pretty elite for this series to be at this stage. So I'm probably going to increase it even a little bit more because that's pretty low. Tight end doesn't look too bad, but all these top guys have really low speed, and that's part of because the draft classes don't have many good vertical threats for some reason. Offensive line is interesting because there's a great separation between the elite guys and the next tier. Deshante Nolan's the 4th best, but he's also 7 overall points behind the 3rd guy. At left guard, James Daniels is a 97. At center, Ross Hand is a 96. Dre McCown, 97, and Jason Leonard, right tackle. I think what's happening here is the guys with high development are progressing quite a bit, and everybody else is just kind of sitting back with their overall rating. So I think they might have to go up even more, actually. Marcus Payne. Don't tell me this is Marcus Payne from Kalispell. How would he become a tackle? DeMar Noble, left end, 98 overall for the LA Chargers, one of the better defenders in the league. They replaced Joey Bosa with a very, very good player. Myles Garrett is a 95 overall. Then Ben Page, Tack McKinley ends up being pretty good in these franchises. Tyron Todd from the Titans is the top defensive tackle. Might want to increase the XP gain for this position. At linebacker, Najee Trueluck is the highest rated left outside linebacker. In the middle, Roquan Smith. On the other outside spot, Branch Stiff. Only 2 corners in the 90s in this series. Aaron Howell is the number 3 ranked corner in the NFL. And at safety, there are a lot of good ones because of the classes we've had. There have been a number of great safeties, and we're well aware of that because I have not drafted any of them. The safety looks pretty good. So I made a few more revisions here then. I increased wide receiver, some of the offensive linemen, and some defense. And we'll see if that helps, but it's hard to judge in the short term. I'm just trying to steer it in the right direction is all. Oh wow, it looks like the Chargers made Josh Rosen one of the highest paid quarterbacks in the league, getting a $111 million contract, over $20 million a season. The cap hits, though, are mostly reasonable until his last year. Okay, Mike Phillips has a much larger deal, and this must have been signed before, a few years ago even, so that's impressive. 133. Whoa, Dede Westbrook, a $112 million receiver over 6 years? That's a lot of money. And he's 33 now, but still looks like he'd be really good. He did have some really good seasons in this series, a lot of 1,000-yard campaigns and a lot of touchdowns in there, but wow, that is a really big deal for a wide receiver. Oh, there's the biggest quarterback deal I've seen so far. The Rams are paying top dollar for Jared Goff, Todd Gurley, not necessarily top dollar for Brandon Cooks, but still quite a bit, and a bunch of others. They must have like a very boom and bust roster. They have almost no cap space. They have a lot of big contracts, which means they probably have a lot of really tiny contracts as well. This one's interesting. Let's see Goff's breakdown here in his salary, as the cap hit will get toward $40 million at the end of it. The cap does increase every year in franchise, and I wondered if it was just increasing too fast for teams to really have trouble keeping their free agents. So we'll have to see next year what the cap becomes. But right now I believe it's like 208. Never mind. Here's a $250 million contract for Deshaun Watson, whose cap hit at the end will be over $40 million. Deshaun Watson's a 95 overall, one of the highest rated quarterbacks, and he's deserving of the big money. But man, those cap hits are frightening. That's a 52.2. This ends up being just a little bit over $35 million a season. That is big time money. Congrats, Deshaun Watson. You are now paid like a baseball player. Now, I was going to go through every team here. Just because of time, I might save a lot of that for next episode if you want to see it. But here are our division foes. The Seattle Seahawks just defeated us. Ross Hand is their best player. They're a really solid team. I think they'll be in the playoff mix. But their top players do have a large overall drop-off once you get to everybody else. But still, they were a playoff team a year ago. They have the right quarterback in Russell Wilson. So this team should still be an issue. The Rams have Ben Page, Jared Goff, Johnny Hekker. What's the top punter getting paid? I'm very, very curious. 90 overall punter, Johnny Hekker. Please say it's a lot. Oh man, it's way less than I thought it was going to be. But the Rams are a pretty good team. They seem to have more talent on the defensive side than the offensive side of the football these days. Jared Goff's getting older, Todd Gurley's getting older, as is Brandon Cooks. So I think we're on the cusp of seeing this team suffer a lot of change, and hopefully their path back to the top of the NFC West is a tough one. This might become a different battle in this division if the Rams don't have some big drafts. And then San Francisco, who was able to find a quarterback a couple years ago in Hunter Hogue, who has superstar development, so I think he'll end up becoming very good unless for some reason he just struggles. Let's check the stats throughout his career. He did start all of last season, had 19 touchdowns, 13 picks. Those are not stellar numbers, and his week 1 wasn't stellar either, so hopefully more of that. We already have Russell Wilson in this division, Jared Goff. It doesn't need to be more competitive. But this team has struggled the last couple of years, despite seeming to be on the rise toward the beginning of the series. Trey Brackenridge has always been an awesome receiver when we've played against them. He's made some big plays against us. But overall, I'm not really sure where this team is at. They do seem like a 3rd or 4th place team, though, at the moment. All right, with all that now, let's get through a couple more games and see where the Cards are at. Big one against Philly. Can we avoid 0-2? We do avoid falling to 0-2, getting a double-digit point victory. Nicely done. J-Dub did throw 2 more interceptions, though. That is the worry. He had 7 last year and now has 5 in 2 games. Stats have a funny way of doing that. When you do really well one year, sometimes it's the complete inverse the next. Jason Lemon had 86 yards on the ground. I'm really happy with his play. Martavis Caldwell had a pair of touchdowns as the Cardinals also got Isaac White a score. Bradley Young 4 catches. Bradley Sneed 4 catches. Jarvis Salisbury here. 3 tackles for a loss, 1 sack. Joey Bosa had 3. Really happy with what I'm seeing from this game in particular. KOREY HOLLIDAY got an interception. Always happy about that. One thing I want to do, I just forgot about how the simulation really focuses on slot receivers, but I obviously want Bradley Young to get a lot of the production this year and a lot of development. And when I put Isaac White in the slot, it wasn't because I wanted him to get all the development. I just forgot that slot receivers for some reason are way better in the simulating than other spots. So the leading receivers are usually always slot receivers. We're going to help out Bradley Young, and he's going to play a lot. I'm hoping that with his star development, he gets the development that can make him a true starting receiver. And we have an injury. All right, please don't be bad news. It is not great. Lucas McAllister out for 7 weeks. Which means now we have Bradley Sneed, a tackle playing tight end essentially. And the other tight end's name is escaping me right now, but this stinks. Lucas McAllister, I might just want to place him on injured reserve then and bring him back later. It'll open up a roster spot. And plus, I think with 7 weeks, it might coincide with the bye quite nicely. Yeah, it looks like with the bye week, he could then come back probably for the Rams game and the stretch run late in the season. We'll see. But that hurts the offense that already lost some talent in the offseason, so not happy about that. I think we should take a look at the scouting now and just see who the top players in this class are. Number 1 rated player is Stanford quarterback Chandler Conrad, then Lewis Stuckey, speed rusher out of Alabama. Looks like a strong quarterback class at the top, a strong running back class at the top, 4 first-round receivers, no first-round tight ends. I think it is a pretty weak offensive line class. It doesn't have the depth, it would appear at least. And then defensively, at end, it's okay. Defensive tackle's okay. Not really liking what I'm seeing here. Only 1 first-round middle linebacker. It might be a good edge rush class, though, as a whole. And it doesn't appear to be particularly strong at safety. All right, well, there's a potential late-round value I find very early here. Trayvon George. He is a 6-foot safety from Southern Illinois with very good coverage, so I'll have my eyes on that combine for sure. Just in case wide receiver is something we want to target again, here is Moses Henderson, a deep threat from Miami. B+ release, B deep route running. I love that so far, and he is a deep threat type, so I expect very good speed and him to go off the board very early. Tyron Murphy, I don't have enough points, I'm already out. But we have some different types here in the early rounds. Deep threat, possession, slot, red zone. So I'm looking forward to scouting these guys. There's another win. Arizona defeats Pittsburgh with an 18-point fourth quarter. Not bad. So Arizona got 4 touchdowns out of J.W. Unger and another interception, sadly. It looks like our pass defense was really strong. No interceptions, only 2 sacks, but the yardage here is pretty weak. On the ground, okay, that's where they got their yardage then. Over 100 from their top 2 running backs. Lemon was held in check. This has been kind of a rarity to see a yard per carry this low. And then receiving, Caldwell, 2 touchdowns, make it 4 on the season. Sneed scored, Pierce Hamilton scored, and Young had 84 yards. LaMarcus Russell had 8 tackles, Watts Mathis had 7. The sacks go to Bosa and Richard. Alright, solid game there, 2-1, feeling a lot better. So we're going to simulate the 49er game. I just don't think a lot of you would want to see that. And we're going to see us play against Cincinnati. Good timing here. Bradley Young, 74 overall. He's getting another upgrade with that star dev. We saw his first career touchdown last episode. That catching's got to get a lot better. I'm tempted to go possession here to fix that a little bit. So we will. Overall does not rise. And catching does. Back to scouting these receivers. Tyron Murphy, I love this so far. Dalton Mims from Navy. I expect some good blocking from Navy. I wish that was a thing where they had some characteristics of schools. Like option teams tend to have good blocking wide receivers. Dalton Mims, B+ short, B medium, B- catching. Alexander's from Mississippi Valley State, and that's a pretty relevant school for this position considering Jerry Rice went there. 6'1", 181. Those are somewhat similar physical traits too to Jerry Rice. If I check his Pro Football Reference page, he was 6'2", 200. So I'm not sure if Travis Alexander is Jerry Rice. Oh, 5th round talent. What happened here? I want to see one of these red zone threats have like the DK Metcalf combine too. I don't want them to have like 4.62 speed and call it good enough. I want true speed and size. I want Harmon Whitaker. So let's say tight end becomes an issue. McAllister's now going to miss some time. We should just keep in mind what's in the draft every year. No vertical threats here at the top. Why don't we scout the top 2? Mobley and Gardner. And I kind of like the ratings, but it all comes down honestly to the 40 time, sadly. It's just usually too bad. I think corner is going to become something we have to talk about too, and JT Daniels would be a nice fit for our zone scheme. One more upgrade, it's KOREY HOLLIDAY. Will he become the safety we're looking for, or will he eventually be replaced, or will he take over for Budda Baker when his regression gets too strong? I don't know yet, but HOLLIDAY gets up to 78 overall, and I'll take 5 pursuit, but that does not help out his zone coverage at all. We score over 30 again, and they are alleviating my concerns. Look at the yards for San Francisco. They didn't even show up. Was this like 11 on 7? Unger has been picked off now more this year than last, but we have a 3-1 record. Hunter Hogue picked off twice with a 48 quarterback rating. Let's keep that development slow for him. Lemon near 100 yards on the ground as Chris Schmidt ran for a touchdown like we all expected. Pierce Hamilton, 8-68. 2 more for Caldwell. Brackenridge scored, of course. So did Sneed. This is a strange game. We had a blocking tight end / tackle make a catching touchdown. We had a fullback run for a touchdown, a backup quarterback run for a touchdown. Basically, this was a horrible fantasy football day unless you had Martavis Caldwell. Defensively now, we got 6 tackles from Watts Mathis. The sacks go to Bosa and Salisbury. And then 2 picks for Aaron Howell. 2 more upgrades. Pierce Hamilton has been getting some more play time. It seems like Isaac White is losing a lot of his play time. And with Hamilton, I want to get that route running up. I still think he has a lot of potential, but as soon as you get past that 2nd year, like, developing becomes really tough. I think they have to change the rate at which XP requirements go up. I think that the first 2 years are relatively reasonable, but the 3rd year jump seems to be a little much. We go possession here with Hamilton. Please get medium. He got 2 short, 1 catching. So here are Hamilton's ratings at this stage. Lerone Bird, who is 24 years old. He's a backup safety. He's a solid player to have as a backup. We'll go hybrid with him, actually. Get 5 ratings up, including zone and pursuit. Oh, wow. Josh McCarthy is the top-rated middle linebacker. He's out of Clemson with great pursuit, zone coverage, and block shed. That's the top 3 you look for if you want a 3-down middle linebacker. I'm just not sure if we really do at this point with who we already have and who we're trying to develop. I think that we stick with LaMarcus Russell at one spot and we see if we can make do with the players that we have. They're promising. They weren't the best prospects, but they're playing well. So the next game is against the Bengals, who have one of the top running backs in the NFL, in Everett McKay, who is still just 28 years old. He has great break tackle skills, trucking, stiff arm. He might embarrass some of our defenders today. Branch Stiff is a great outside linebacker. Looks like superstar dev. And 93 power moves. So watch out, J-Dub, TJ Olson, Alan Carey. Who's the quarterback? It's Lucas Hoffman out of Auburn. So I believe Hoffman was available in free agency. Maybe. There were some players in this range who were available. So he's their quarterback for now. And then at wide receiver, looks like DeAndre House. No AJ Green though. He's definitely retired many years ago. Overall, their defensive line's a little weak. They don't really have the best roster. I feel like this is a very winnable game for us to get 4 victories in a row. But we know football's not always a simple sport. They're 3-1. I didn't even see their record before I checked that out. So they're overperforming, I'd say. Maybe we can take them back down to earth a little bit. And we're going to start Gilbert Vaughn. I wish they would work on that risk-reward mechanic there. The risk is always too strong. Cardinals and Bengals. Let's go. Two teams at 3-1. Primetime football. Who's getting win number 4 today? I gotta think it's our Cardinals, but I know the last couple games we've watched have not gone too well. Getting underway with Cincinnati. They'll try some misdirection and run into Gilbert Vaughn. Let's hope that run defense is ready. The pass defense is coming off a couple fun games as well, so I hope they can make some plays. Oh, man. We got pressure, and nobody covered the receiver. Now it's a handoff to McKay, and again, not much room to run. Salisbury in on the stop, or actually that was Carey on the carry. And it's 3rd and 6. Trips to the top for Cincinnati. Here's Hoffman underneath. That's close. I don't think he got it. And it is indeed 4th down. J.W. Unger takes the field with 8 interceptions already, but 13 touchdowns. And he's played 3 straight games in a row where it looks like he's been good. But the turnovers now become a problem. It's kind of a shock. They weren't an issue his first 2 years, but suddenly now, whether we're watching or simming, he's getting picked off. 1st and 10 for J.W. Unger. And it starts with Jason Lemon, and he'll drag a defender ahead to the 18. Now Unger will throw it for the first time. He finds his man over the middle. It is Bradley Sneed. I actually have to make a change. I want Sneed to stay the second tight end just because he really isn't a great receiving threat. He shouldn't be the primary guy. And we have some pre-snap fouls. Now at tight end is Oscar Dudley, 6'8", with speed. Let's see what he can do. But we have our jumbo personnel kind of on the field here as Lemon awkwardly twists and turns his way for 2 yards. Back to the air on 2nd down. Unger down the sideline. He got it. And that is more success for Pierce Hamilton, who has had a couple good games now since I made the depth chart change that is giving Isaac White a lot less snaps. I think that we might have the right receivers already on this team. Here's 1st and 10. Sneed motions to the right. He's the best blocking tight end we have. And Lemon is stuffed. Bradley Young, top of your screen on 2nd down. Unger outside, turning up. Hamilton might not have the moves as the other receivers do. At some point, though, and soon, I'll have to think about trading Isaac White and the kind of player I'd want in return. I prefer player, I always say that and it never happens, 3rd and 4, open. Caldwell gets the first. Not really spreading the field much today as the run game is off to a rough start. Here's a run to Lemon, his best of the day so far. He'll take it up to the 25-yard line. Offset backfield now, 3rd and 2. We hand it off and what a run! He just got 11 yards. Roderick Spurlock. Don't underestimate the fullback dive. 1st down for Unger. He'll swing it out of the backfield to Jason Lemon, who puts a defender on spin cycle and takes it inside the 10. That's a full yard to go, and the Cardinals go with 3 receivers on 3rd and 1. 2 safeties up high still. Unger will throw for it. He'll fire, end zone, open, but out of bounds. That was Hamilton. Field goal is good from 22 yards out, and we'll start a little bit of simulation now. Nice start. Got a quick stop, got some points, and another stop, it appears. We'll take over from our 1. Why are we throwing it? 3 straight incompletions, and now a very short field for Cincinnati. Cincinnati already in field goal range to start this possession, but the run defense is stout. Without Iwabima, I thought we signed players that could fill his spot pretty well, and it appears that's working out. This one's floated and intercepted! It got deflected by Wallace, and it's LaMarcus Russell on the INT. Now that's the pass defense we're hoping for from these young linebackers. They've got to make plays on the football in today's league, and they do it right here. Watch that deflection, the assist to Russell, that's awesome. Our formation choices are a little strange so far. I believe we're in our right playbook. I check every episode as Lemon gets a yard. Must just be getting some weird variance or something. Here's 2nd down for Unger. Quick throw to the tailback, Lemon. Come on, reward the interception. A 3rd down draw. That gets the job done, I think. I don't know, it's Madden 19, but it worked. We spread the defense out on this 3rd and 4. Looks like 5 receivers in for the Cardinals. And Unger's intercepted as he overthrew it. I'm not even sure who that was intended for, but it's another INT, the 9th of the season. And I'm wondering what the heck has gone on with our quarterback. It's just going to be a turnover-prone year, it looks like, for Unger. Here is a run to the outside as Wallace stuffs McKay. Seattle lost to San Francisco, both teams now 2 and 3. The Rams beat Baltimore, getting to 2 and 2. So we're in first place after today, regardless of what happens, as McKay meets Bosa and then taken down by Baker. This is stout run defense without Howard Iwabima. 3rd down, a fake from Lucas Hoffman, and he's sacked out of field goal range by Jarvis Salisbury. We got some players on this team. I love the core we have right now. We'll do some more simulating now. Thank you for the 15-yard penalty. Oscar Dudley for 9, 2 to Lemon. Let's go get some more points here. 3 yards for JT King, and Caldwell gets 16 yards. 3 for Lemon, a drop by Hamilton, and we're gonna have to settle again. Knocked away by Wallace. Bengals 3rd down. Oh, they got it. 10 yards to house. Inside of 2 minutes now. Bengals trying to get their first points of the day. Knocked away by Holiday. Sacked by Gilbert Vaughn. Come on, no points. Or maybe they'll get 3. All right, with a minute to go in the first half, what can the Cardinals do? We have the speed, I know that. But this is a strange game. Come on, Unger against the blitz. He fires underneath, complete to Bradley Young. 51 seconds left. Again short, again caught. It's Caldwell. And now the Cardinals will go hurry up, hanging on to that final timeout. Still need a good pickup to get into scoring position. Here's Unger swinging outside to Jason Lemon, and he'll take it up toward midfield. 3rd and 3 for Unger, wanting the screen for Lemon. That didn't work. Yeah, we're not looking all that sound on offense right now. I think the defense has been a lot more impressive. So let's end this half and get on to quarter number 3. We'll sim the first drive for each team. Lemon for 2, Dudley for 10. I hope they throw it to Dudley when we're watching, because I want to see, you know, what he can do. He's 6'8" with speed. But a good drive going here. Not getting any big plays, though, surprisingly. It's mostly dink and dunk. Convert on third downs. 3rd and 10. That won't cut it. And we settle for a 3rd field goal. What do the Bengals do on their first drive of the half? 24 to Scott McCarthy, one of their biggest plays of the day. 11 to McKay, 4 more. 11 to DeAndre House. They're knocking on the door, but going backwards. Denied. No touchdowns still. Looks like that stretch of scoring 30 in a game is going to end here unless something wild happens, like Lemon running for a long touchdown. I'll take whatever he got there. Isaac White is in the game right now. He's in the middle of that 3-receiver trips look as we set up another screen. Here goes Lemon with speed, but he can't get the first down. All right, 3rd and 2. We got to get this. Cards in the eye. Handoff, Lemon trying to weave outside. I don't think he got it. Oh, he did. They signal first down, Jason Lemon. Lemon continues to improve his game. Now he runs up the middle. Lemon into Bengal territory. Another one to the outside. Lemon with a spin. Picks up a block from Hamilton and heads out of bounds with good yardage. From field goal range, Unger against the blitz over the middle for Caldwell. There's been almost nothing in terms of like downfield throws, runs after the catch. Every play is lasting about 3 seconds. Maybe that changes here on 3rd down. We spread the defense out with all these receivers. Unger has time to throw, lets it go, and it's knocked away by Mendenhall. More good defense, and still we can't gain comfort in this game, scoring 3 at a time. Cincinnati is still in this game. All it takes is 1 touchdown. They are from their own 23-yard line, and Hoffman found a diving wide receiver for a first down. Hoffman from the 34, over the middle, what a catch! Into the tightest of windows. I'm not sure how that even happened. Suddenly, Cincinnati has something to cheer about. Now, Hoffman over the middle again for a good pickup. I'd like to see those linebackers take care of some of those, but I'm not sure our play call. I wish that this was a bit more set up to be like the coach. I want to know our play call and know like if someone made a big mistake. Here's a run. McKay, first down. Here's Hoffman again, finding an open receiver over the middle. And they get 10. 4 receivers in the game for Cincinnati. Spinning is Hoffman, firing over the middle again for DeAndre House. This is putting the pressure on our team as we have not scored a touchdown all day. And if the defense loses, even allowing a touchdown here, that'll be a big disappointment. House has 7 for 84. Now they're going to run the draw. And finding some room on the right side, that goes for about 5. Howell's got to cover a very tall receiver top of the screen. Keep an eye on that matchup. Here's 2nd down for the Bengals. Hoffman fires outside. Oh my, he almost caught that. 3rd and 6. Big play for the defense. It's a fake. Hoffman doesn't get it. I can't believe that play call. Lucas Hoffman tried to run the read option and Corey Holiday shuts it down, but they've got to go for it. At this stage, I forgot the time on the clock. We're inside 3 minutes. Bengals in the eye. Bring a safety down, guys. What are you doing? Please be false start. Thank you. We saw like 7 guys jump at once. What? They're actually going to kick a field goal, having to get the ball back to even tie the game up. They do not fake it. The kick is up and through. 12-9. We have watched a game before where the Cardinals won with only field goals. It might happen again. Can we run out this clock? 12-9, Arizona. Snead motions right. And here goes Lemon right up the middle to the 30. 2 minutes on the clock. And running with Lemon up the middle for a first. Cincinnati has to use their first timeout. We're going to keep it on the ground. Lemon trying to take the Cardinals to a victory. One more first down will do it. Here's Lemon to the middle and stopped a yard shy. Cincinnati now completely out of timeouts. 2 tight ends to the right. I'd follow those guys. We run it. Lemon picks up the first. The run game has sure come a long way. Jason Lemon gets over 100 yards. He shows he has 3 down abilities. He can run off tackle, between the tackles. I don't know why we're not kneeling here. It makes absolutely 0 sense to not fumble. Like the CPU will kneel if they are able to run out the clock. So I'm not sure why they would run a play for me. But that is game, everybody. Arizona wins 12-9. No touchdowns, no problem. Big shout out to the defense and Jason Lemon for great days. Not how you hope to need to get victories, but you've got to be able to win the ugly games if you want a chance to be good. And today we did that. Interception from LaMarcus Russell. Jarvis Salisbury had a sack. We had a pretty good day on defense. And they've been fun to watch in a lot of the games we've watched recently. Unger was intercepted, had less than 200 yards. Neither quarterback really did a whole lot. Lemon definitely was the leader of the offense today. Even the passing was not that fun to watch because it was all like 6- and 7-yard catches. But moving to 4-1 after the way week 1 went feels pretty good. A good game for Lemon leads to an upgrade. Elusive it is. Jason Lemon, number 7 ranked halfback in the NFL. And then there's Stephen Harding, who might be a starter next season, or we'll see what happens. But his finesse game isn't very good, but his power has to get better anyway. So we'll stay with the scheme fit. Hope we get a good roll. And it was alright. So next episode, we begin by facing the Detroit Lions. I'm not sure what game I want to watch next episode, but definitely we're getting to and through the trade deadline. And I'd say it's likely we end up moving on from Isaac White. It'll be a sad move to make, but probably the right one. As what do you think we should trade for? I mean, it's probably going to be a pick, but I always have dreams of finding a player we can trade for that can help us out, but I'm not sure that's going to happen. But overall, good episode, 4 victories, no losses. Here are the numbers. Too many turnovers, but hopefully it doesn't cost us too much. Unger, 13 touchdowns on the year. Lemon, 82 yards a game would be very nice for him. And receiving, Caldwell, averaging the most with 7 touchdowns already. What's the career high in touchdowns for Martavis Caldwell? It is 7. So he's going to shatter that. That will do it for today, everybody. Thank you all for watching and supporting the Cardinals franchise rebuild. Please smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you again soon with more Cards action. Have a great day.